In Dragon Ball Super Superhero, Gohan has once again unlocked his potential and become a real beast of a warrior. So today we celebrate the past and the present with the brand new Then, Now, Forever Gohan line of merch. Maybe the best Gohan art ever released. Get it today on a t-shirt, get it on a hoodie, mouse pad, whatever you want. The link is in the description. This is something you don't want to miss out on for a limited time. Ships anywhere in the world in multiple colors and sizes. Don't wait, get yours today. These will only be available for a limited time. All right, welcome to a special Q&A for all of the members of the Geekdom 101 YouTube channel. If you're not a member and you want to become one, find any video, including this one, go beneath it where it says join, it's a blue button, and then something will pop up with another video for you to watch that goes into what the benefits are and the perks of becoming a member. There's 3 tiers, and what I chose to do today, and I meant to do this earlier, I actually did a Q&A. I asked questions about a month and a half ago, but I couldn't even get the Q&A done because all the movie stuff had come out and I was too busy, so I had to postpone it. This is that Q&A. 1 question per person here, and we're going to talk about it and discuss the questions asked by the members of here in the Q&A. So thank you for being a member, and if you want to become a member, now you know how. Let's go ahead and get started. Wandering Ronin writes, if you could write a story for the next arc, what would you write? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Well, obviously, I've been talking about this lately a lot. Planet Sadala would be a great next arc. If I were writing the story, I would do it specifically to where Goku and Vegeta decide to impart their knowledge on other Saiyans, and they go to Universe 6 to reunite with Kaba, Caulifla, Kale, and maybe meet some new characters. So what ends up happening is Goku and Vegeta begin a challenge of sorts where Goku and Vegeta become trainers of these new Saiyans. You introduce maybe a few new ones, maybe 8 of them, or maybe you introduce like 6 of them, whatever, and then you have a little mini tournament like Vegeta's team of 4 against Goku's team of 4. Goku and Vegeta won't fight. They'll just be the coaches, training them and teaching them how to, become better martial artists, and so they get better. And it's a friendly competition with Goku and Vegeta. It starts off that way, but then an enemy shows up in Universe 6 and causes a major problem. So, and then we go on from there. Now, I don't know who the enemy is. I can sit here and to come up with something and write it. Maybe Frost gets a new form or something, but somebody evil shows up to interrupt the tournament, and away we go. So that's how I would kick off the next arc if I was the writer. It gives Goku and Vegeta a chance to kind of still be characters but not be the main fighters for a little while, and it also can lead into Goku becoming a trainer with Oob later on. So that's why I would do it that way. Broken Lion 69, do you think we'll ever get a future arc focused on Goten and Trunks? I feel there's a good story to tell with them. Well, what is that story? Because not even the Buu arc was focused on them. Some of it was, the midpoint of the Buu saga was about them, but after that, it wasn't about them. So they were never really focused on. It was usually Goku and Gohan, and then of course Vegeta and Trunks, future Trunks. I wouldn't be against them doing it, but it would be something new, and it's going to be hard to do an arc without Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan, but I wouldn't be against it. JD says, as DBS nears the ending of the original Dragon Ball manga End of Z Peaceful Times arc, what are your hopes for how the story will unfold for Oob's newfound importance with God Ki and potential in Goku, UI, and maybe further training with the Grand Priest? Well, the Grand Priest thing is something they can have in their back pocket for later on. I think that the Grand Priest should be after the End of Z. Only my opinion, that's what I think. It should be after that. So as far as what happens here, I think I would like it if Goku, if it's going to go to the End of Z, we begin like how GT began. Not with Pilaf and Goku becoming a kid, but with Goku training with Oob. You start there, and then you can move on from there and come up with a new enemy. Hopefully it'll be an angel tier villain or somebody who's really going to challenge them, and it'll be a tough fight. Shadow says, do you think it would be more fun if from now on Goku and Vegeta focused less on raw power and instead decided to learn more techniques and hacks abilities? Well, they kind of did that in the tournament of, in the Moro arc. Vegeta learned a bunch of new techniques. So I would like that. But I feel like also with the way the Granolah arc has really shown a lot of Goku and Vegeta, I want the next arc to kind of not show that much of them. I really hope it scales back. I'm being honest. Like, I love those two characters, but it's time to kind of go back, maybe give Gohan and Piccolo the spotlight after Superhero for a little bit, or come up with something new. You know what I mean? I'm looking for something new in Dragon Ball that hasn't been done yet. Shadow Saotome, do you think the next manga arc should feature the other universes, or at least Universe 6? Talked about that earlier, and I do think so. There's a lot of potential there. Let me actually move my head down a bit so y'all can see the question better. Have you ever played Xenogears from the PS1? Yes, that is one of my favorite RPGs of all time. He says it's the top 3 game. I had it. I don't know if it's top 3 for me, but it's definitely one of the best RPGs ever, with one of the craziest storylines ever. If you play that game, try not to be spoiled. When I was in high school, I didn't really appreciate it. I appreciate it more now. I loved it, but I appreciate it a lot more now. One of the best RPGs ever made. Joao Pedroza, have Goku and Vegeta surpassed Beerus in raw power? It depends on who you ask. I think it's possible that Beerus got back to training once he saw how powerful both Saiyans have become. Yes, it is possible. And you asked 2 questions, by the way, and I only wanted 1, but I'll answer it real quick. It's possible, but we haven't seen it on screen, so it might not be likely. The truth is that Goku surpassed Beerus a long time ago, but they changed their minds with the manga and decided to scale it back and make Beerus the goalpost. We have statements and tons of evidence that show that Goku surpassed Beerus a while ago, but people have a problem accepting that, and then the series itself kind of went back on that. So Beerus is like a moving goalpost, and Goku and Vegeta are constantly trying to chase it. We'll see what happens. Maybe Beerus is actually stronger than all of us thought. That remains to be seen. Akira, don't you ever think it's time for much bigger events? Each arc we see Goku and Vegeta get stronger, but we don't actually feel it. Yes, I think it's because villains are always a threat to the world or galaxy. The biggest villain of DBS was Zamasu because he was becoming one with the universe. Well, yeah, and that was a special case. I mean, that you can't do something like that with every villain. Him becoming one with the universe was one of the craziest, most absurd feats, and it took the Omni King to beat him. So yeah, the immortality plus what he did definitely made him probably the most powerful villain they faced off against, because they couldn't do anything. Zeno had to do it, the Omni King. So I do think the scale has to go up, and like I said, I'm looking for something new. Ryan says, how do you feel about the development of Frieza as a character in Super? There hasn't been any development for Frieza. He came back to life. He worked with Goku a couple times in the Tournament of Power near the end of Super, and now he's off doing his own thing with his universe. I think we need to see more of him. I don't think there's going to be any more development with him. I think he's just going to be a prick forever. He's going to end up being like the Joker of Dragon Ball, where he appears... where he appears to cause havoc and then somehow escapes. Rafi Sensei, do you think DBS should go beyond the end of Z? No, I've only been talking about that for years now. Come on, man. Jason Wade says, what's going on? How about this? Remember that fake rumor that came out a few weeks ago about how Toriyama not being involved with Super's next arc? Yes, that was fake. I debunked it on Twitter. Do you think that an arc without Toriyama's involvement would actually be more or less interesting? Like him doing none of the general story outlines and leaving it up to Toyotaro. I don't think Toyotaro's that good of a writer. I'm sorry, that's how I feel. He has not impressed me at all with what he's come up with. They could, but Toriyama's not perfect either, especially this Toriyama compared to the original one. I feel like it would be a good gamble to let Toyotaro write something on his own, but I don't think he's that good of a writer. I genuinely don't. I would like it if they brought somebody else in, some fresh blood to come up with some new ideas. We need new ideas here, is what Dragon Ball really needs. There's a lot of rehashes. We've seen old characters come back in new ways. We really need something new. David M., are you leaning more towards they will or will not adapt the Broly movie into the anime upon return? I don't know how I feel about that, because I don't want them to, because the movie looks so good. But if they're going to adapt the full 3-hour script, if there's something interesting there that Toriyama wrote that was cut from the movie, maybe they should adapt that. You know what I mean? And maybe they should do that. He goes on to say, Goku pleads for the Earthlings to give spirit to defeat Buu. Some characters do or do not until Satan asks, like Baba's fighters and Nam, although Nam maybe only does in the anime, even though it would be seen they should have recollection of Goku. Yeah, that was always weird to me. But Satan obviously was the Earth's hero, you know. Chris Davis, do you think Frieza will appear in the Granolah arc? The more time passes, the more I don't think he's going to appear. I don't think he's going to appear in this arc, but he might make a cameo at the end. It feels like they might be building up to him, but what's he going to do? Granolah doesn't really want to kill him anymore, so I don't think he's the target anymore. Urahara 101, is this your least favorite arc of all time? No, but when it comes to manga, it is my least favorite. The Granolah arc is, in my opinion, my least favorite arc in all of Dragon Ball manga. Like Dragon Ball manga, the original Toriyama works, you know, including Z and Super, all of this is my least favorite arc. It's been very inconsistent. Lawrence Wade, shouldn't they change the name to Dragon Balls? No. Sosa, Monty Python fan. I've seen Holy Grail Life of Brian a long time ago, and I watched some of the episodes, but I don't know if I call myself a fan. I like what I saw, but I haven't watched it in so long. It's not like I'm a fanatic for it, which is what the word fan means. Anyways, that's it for my Q&A. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. I'll see y'all soon. Take care of each other. Please have a good one.